Fractions, decimals, and percent. All of them mean the same thing. They're basically they're basically rationals, like pieces of the pie. And if I gave you a piece of, or made a pie, and people say, why do they always use pie? Well, because everybody likes an apple pie or cherry pie or whatever. So, pizza pie, whatever the case may be. So you got a piece of pie, you make a pie or a cake or whatever, pizza, whatever. You divide it into 8 pieces, same old pizza. That's the way I cut my pizza when I was home. Same old pizza. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you got 8 pieces. So if I eat 2 pieces, that's 2/8 or 1/4. What do you mean 1/4? It doesn't take that same pizza or same pizza, and you only cut it in 4 pieces. Isn't this area right here the same amount of pizza as the 2 pieces I ate? Okay, so that's why these two are equal. Okay? So think of fractions as how many pieces you're cutting up into. I could cut these up into 16 pieces. And then I eat 4 of those. 4 of those 16 pieces would be the same as what? 2/8, which is the same as what? 1/4. You're still eating this section, no matter if it's 1 piece, or if it's 2 pieces, or if it's 4 pieces. It's still 1/4. 1/4 of the pizza. This case is 2/8. So a fraction is a way to write a portion of the whole. Okay? So all of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 people in the room. 9. One of you is 1/9. That's how you do it. The whole class is made up of 9 people. You are 1/9 of the class. Get into statistics. Well, I can't do any statistics in this class. Why? Because y'all are women. So I can't do how many of y'all are women. 9 out of 9. See, I can't do any statistics because there ain't no men in here. There ain't no guys. So, yeah, that's true. Tell me about it. Don't get me started on that. I'm sorry. Now, I know there's some medical ways that people can be born with and without. Excluding that, you either born a man or a woman. Okay? Excluding the outliers that's born with both or one or none, or I'm not talking about them. 95% of us are one of two, male or female. Now, just because you like to dress up in dresses don't mean you're a female. You dang old male. Anyway, no offense. I don't care about offended or not, but excluding the medical outliers, you either male or female, period. Lord. Can you imagine if I walked into the women's restroom? Well, it happened to me one time at Pendleton campus, but that's just because I wasn't looking where I was going. Oh, I only went in like 1 second. I knew I was in the wrong place because it was all pink and everything in there. Back a long time ago, like my second year of teaching. I was just walking down the hall and I just opened the door and I knew I was not in the right place. I just turned around right quick, acted like nothing happened. You know, guys do. Like nothing happened. I just walked on down the hallway. Okay, so this is called reducing. Y'all know about reducing. If the top and bottom are divisible, you can reduce. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. But you should be able to go from fraction to decimal to decimal fraction and all that good stuff. So, 1/4. having issues. The right side. Let me go over here. Now I'm going to make it. And 4 into 1. Is that what that says? Yes, 4 into 1. So we cannot do 4 into 1. Then we have to add what? We have to add a 0. Add a decimal and a 0. Now, how many times will 4 go into 10? 2 times. That's an 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. Add another 0, and you have your 20. And now you know that 1/4 is the same as 0.25. So you know that because you know your money. And a fourth of a dollar is equal to what? 25 cents. Now, if you've always had problems with fractions and decimals, start treating it like money. I guarantee you won't have any problems then. Okay? Just like I told you before, I can ask some people what 6 times 25 is. They reach for a calculator. When I ask them what 6/4 is, they tell me it's $1.50. Well, 6 times 25 is 150. You figure it out. Why do people reach for a calculator when they tell me 6/4 is $1.50? Talk them. Okay? So let's do a nerd. Let's do 3 into 4. And of course, y'all know it's 0.75, but I want you to actually do the division. You go over here and divide 3 into what? I'm sorry, divide 4 by what? You can't divide 4 into 3, so we put a decimal. Decimal goes right there, and the 0. 4 will go into 30 7 times. That's 28. What's 30 minus 28? 2. On another 0 down. Oops, sorry. 0. And 4 will go into 20. So, when you want to get a decimal out of a fraction, you just, what? You just do it. That's it. You divide 4 into 3. Just do it. Well, what if you're going the other way? What if you want to go this way? Well, you got to look at your place value. What place value is this? Tenths. What is this? So that would be 75 over what? 100. And now you simplify. And what will go into 25? What will go into 75 and 100? I just gave you an answer. 25. 25 will go into 75 3 times. 25 will go into 100. So that's how you go from fraction to decimal, from decimal to fraction. All right, so let me give you a nerd. All right, try that one. I'm going to put a big decimal here because I don't like, I can't do a decimal like y'all can with a pencil on this thing. It doesn't do that. I don't know why. It's all Bush's fault. So 0.02. I want you to, since it's a decimal, what am I going to ask you to change it to? A fraction. So what is that? 2 over what? 100. Or if you're not from around here, 100. If you're from around here, it's 100. 100 with a T. 100. You ever notice when you're not from around here, people pronounce Belton with the T? Belton? Where are you from? I'm from Belton. But if you're not from, if you're from around here, it's Belton. I don't even think there's a T in Belton. Belton, Belton. Same thing with Williamston. I'm from Williamston, South Carolina. Huh? Yeah. But that's the way people pronounce Williamston if they're not from around here. I'm from Williamston. People from Ivor, they'll go Ivor. But if they're not from around here, they go, I'm from Ivor, South Carolina. They do everything they can not to sound like a dumb, racist Southerner. with 3 teeth, like we all are. Oh yeah. If you're from Honey Path, it's HonyPath. But if you're not from Honey Path, it's Honey Path. I'm from Honey Path. I don't want to sound like a dumb Southerner, so I'm going to say Honey Path. Just like people, you ever notice people that go WWW? You ever notice that on TV? Go to the website at www. Oh gosh, that's a lot of work for W. And your answer is 1/50. Let me show you a trick I learned in the war. You can actually take one like this and change that into a fraction in your head. How can you do that? Well, go over here and in your head, put a little cloud around here in the middle. That's supposed to be a cloud. It looks like a rock, but it's a potato. It looks like it's supposed to be a cloud. What does 5 go into? 2 times 3 is, what's 6 over 10? 0.6. You can actually do 3/5 in your head. By saying, let's see, 5 will go into 10, 2 times 3 is 6. That's 6/10, 0.6. Some people never make that connection. You can do it with other numbers too. You can do it with, let me think a minute, I'm trying to make up a number. Well, here's one. A lot of people think, well, that's 6/5. No, it's not. Don't you dare change that to 6/5. Why? Because when you divide by 10, count the number of zeros and move the decimal what? One place to the left, so the answer is 1.6. Don't you dare change that into 6/5. Because then you got to use more what? More math to figure out what 6/5 is. Learn these little tricks, okay? I'm trying to think of the one I actually can't think of it right now, but there's one that I always do in math, and I can't think of it right now, but it's along the lines of this one. No. Here it is. 3 over 20. Okay, now I want to do this without doing math, meaning long division. So what can I do? What have I told y'all has been the magic number to multiply and divide by since the first day of class? Not 2. Starts with a T. 10. So what do I need to do to divide to get that bottom number into a 10? Divide by 2, Hubert. That's right, class. So in my head, I'm going to divide 3 by 2. That's 1.5. And then 10. Oh, there's a 10. I moved the decimal what? Now I get 0.15. You see what I'm saying? I didn't do any long division there. I did it in my head. These things right here are so valuable. These potatoes. Okay? Or rocks. Or it's supposed to be clouds. This. I cringe when I see 12 divided by 10, I see somebody reach for a calculator. I cringe because there's no reason for it. I'll give you another one. What about, I'm going to give you this one. What about 5 over 30? both of them. I divide the top by 3 and the bottom by 3, right? Well, that gives you 5/3 on the top. Just doing that, just doing it in my head. And then 10 on the bottom. Well, 3 will go into 5, 3 won't go into 5, 3 will go into 50, or 3 will go into 5 one time, and then 1.6, those come out with 0.16. Now, somebody take the calculator out, and actually it's 0.167 is actually, I think. But take 5 and divide it by 30 and see what you get. I thought it was a bit. See, I didn't use a bit of math. I mean, a longhand. I didn't do a bit of longhand math. Something you need to do is something you need to hone. What does hone mean? Huh? If I use a hone on a knife, what is that? Y'all don't know what the word hone means. Hone your skills. If I took a hone to a knife, sharpen it. Hone means sharpen. You know that big old stone that turns? That's a hone. You hone the knife, sharpen it, hone the axe. So these kind of skills right here, you want to hone. You don't want to let them get rusty, because it's like magic when you do something like this in front of somebody that don't know any better. They're like, "How did you calculate this in 0.6 so quick? Do you have a calculator?" It's real easy if you know the tricks. Okay? So that's how you change from a fraction to a decimal, and from a decimal to a fraction. Well, what's the percent? Does anybody know what centus means? Centus. Man, old Andy Richter. There's an episode where they are studying bicentennial, or they're doing the bicentennial for Mayberry, and Barney goes, "Yeah, centus. I know what that means." And you really don't. But the whole point is, it's Latin for what? Think of a word that has cent in it. 100. Good job. Centus means 100. What does the word per mean? Now, when you think of it, I want you to think of per as is it addition? Is it subtraction? Is it multiplication? Or is it division? Well, when you think of per, what is the first thing that pops into your mind? Blank per blank. Huh? Dividing. What? Okay. Dividing, right? So I can change per. Most people think miles per hour. That's what most people think. But per means dividing. So we read which way? Left to right? Per means divide. Centus means what? So what does percent mean? Divide by 100. Y'all are so smart. Percent means divide by 100. So if I tell you, I want you to change 5 into a percent, what would you do? You would put 5 over 100, and you would do what? Well, that's divide, and I'm dividing by 100, count the number of zeros, and move the decimal 2 places to the what? So I just changed that 5%, 5% into a what? A decimal. Five percent means 5 over 100. Percent means over 100. Divided by 100. Now, I could do these all day long, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to insult your intelligence. But one more. 5.7%. What does that mean? 5.7, put it over what? And that means we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the what? To the left, which would be 0.057. So if I change into a decimal and move 2 places to the left, what if I take a decimal and change it to a percentage? Which way am I going to move it? 2 places to the right. Okay? And that's how you do percent. Now these are all fine and dandy, but they don't mean squat until I ask you a question. There's 2 types of questions for percent, decimals, and percent. And here they are. There's one that is called sentence problem. Five is what percent of 6? 60% of 36 is what number? Y'all seen these before, right? They're just a sentence. That's all they are. How do you do sentence problems? Is of percent over 100. That's class. Highlight it. Is it important? Yes, since 2 or 3 of your test questions are going to be is of percent over 100, you might want to write it down. Now, what do you do? Well, what is this? Answer is. That goes where the is goes. What percent? We'll change that color green. That goes right there as X. And this goes right there where the is. And what else? Well, we'll take the blue marker. And it's of 60. Where did that of 60 go? Right there. Put them in there and solve for X. Which one's the X? Well, which one says what? The percent. So, you're going to go over here and you're going to say is. Is 5. Of is what? 60. Percent is what? What? So that's X. Over what? Now, do we need a calculator yet? No, we do not. So we got a lot of zeros. That means we might can cancel some out. So 500, 60x is equal to 500. Let me hit that someplace. Now, how do I get rid of multiplying by 60? Divide by 60. What happens to those 2 zeros on the end? They cancel. You're left with 50 over 6. So x is equal to 50 over 6. Well, 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 9 is 54. So I'm going to go with 6 times 8. So that'd be 8. Let's see, 8 of 1, 2, that'd be 48. That'd be 20. That'd be 3. And then 8 maybe. No. 6 will go into 40 like 7 times or 6 times. I think you're going to see it repeating. 8.36. Somebody take 50 divided by 6. 8.3 repeating? Okay. I knew one of them was repeating. Yes, ma'am. Yep. Right here. There you go. Cross multiply 500 is equal to 60 times x. Divide by 60, and then that's where the zeros go out. this 0 cancels with that 0. Because 0 over 0 is 1. And that leaves 50 over 6, which is 8.3. So 5 is 8.3% of what? 60. Now you do this one. I'm going to erase some of this, and y'all do the second part. Whatever. And if you can do these two problems, then you can pretty much handle whatever I give you on the test. It's the last problem that I think you might have trouble with. All right, this time I color coded it. So what goes in the is spot? X. What goes in the of spot? What goes in the percent spot? And you're done. Do you need a calculator? Nope. Because now you've got 100x is equal to 36 what? Oh, no, it's going to be 7,200, isn't it? Check me and see. Because what's 6 times, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking of 2. Okay, forget it. Forget I even said that. 6 times 36 is going to be like 218, right? 6 times 36 is 208, no, 216. Yeah, 2160. So we might have to use a calculator, but let's see. I don't think we will. I just have to get my bearings straight. 2160. Let's see. Well, all you got to do is say 10 times 36 is 360. 360 times 6. You could do it that way, which is going to be 2160. Now, when you divide by 100, what do you do? One all? Lord. Look at that. We didn't even have to use a calculator. 21.2. I'm just trying to show y'all that everybody is equipped with a calculator. Where is it? Between you as you develop it. Question. You feel good about yourself? Alright, well let me discourage you. Let's say you go to Walmart. Let's say you're brave enough to go to LA Walmart on a Friday night. Get all the crackheads out. And you go in there and you're looking for some certain thing. Let's say you're looking for pillows. Okay? And these pillows, they're pillows right here. They come in a box, okay? There's the pillows. They come in a box because I ain't going to draw no pillow, alright? and they are 27% off. And here's one right here, and of course, they go by UPC codes, but you pick the only box that doesn't have a what? A code. I'm gonna put a little, we don't know what the price is. You go up to the register, and you scan it, and it scans for $34.15. My question to you is, what is the tag price? And take a minute and work on it, because most of you are going to do it wrong. I'll explain when we do it. South Dakota bill requires you to use public restrooms of your birth sex. What a concept. I know. In my household, they got a word for that. Kook. Sorry. I'm not talking about people with medical disorders. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people that just decide one day, I want to be a woman. I want to be a millionaire. Then I can be one of those evil people that are rich. I don't think it's right for people to be filthy rich. My daughter got mad because my son bought a basketball goal. My son's 9 years old. He opens gates, he drives tractors, and when he does stuff on the farm, we give him $20 a week, something like that. And he don't spend it, he puts it in the savings account. And my daughter, he bought him a bicycle, he bought his bicycle, and the bicycle was about $119. And I said, my daughter goes, where'd you get that bicycle? I bought it. And the other day, last week, he bought a basketball glove, which is not very expensive. You can buy one for about $60. And he bought one that was $60. And she said, where'd you get the money to buy that? I worked for it. Like locked her down. Because my daughter is graduating And she's all about Bernie because Bernie's going to give us free this and free that and free this and free that. And I told her, I said, Lauren, you remember the grasshopper and the ant? Y'all all have heard about the grasshopper and the ant, right? What did the grasshopper do? Party! Have fun time. What did the ant do? Work. Winter come around. Icicles hanging off everybody's nose. What was the ant doing? No, he wasn't working. He was in his hole enjoying his warm house and his food. And what was the grasshopper doing? Freezing his butt off and hungry. I have no idea where that came from, but I just thought I'd tell you. Oh, my son. He wants me to put his basketball over. Anyway. Actually, he probably could put it together himself. He's got a very mechanical mind at 9 years old. Anyway. Yeah. And, but yeah, my daughter is all about free this and free that. And I told her, and I brought her up, and I said, there's no such thing as free. No such thing as free. Now, if I give you something, yeah, that's free. If I give you something, but free health care, free, somebody's got to pay for it. Somebody. Yeah. Nothing's free. There is free stuff like friends giving stuff free, but usually there's a price you got to pay for that. Sometimes you don't want to hang around your friends because they talk all the time or something like that. You got to pay for it because you got to hang around because they gave you something. They fed you lunch or whatever. You got to sit and listen to them. So, all right. So what do? Well, there's the Walmart equation. All of us have used it. You ever gone into the Walmart or Walgreens with $10 and you got to buy 3 or 4 things and you're trying to figure out you got enough money? And you sit there and say, I've never done that before, you're lying to your teeth because everybody has. And you've used this before. Now, did you call it the Walmart equation and did you say X plus or minus percentage X in your head? No, you didn't. But what did you do? If something costs $3 and the tax is 5 cents, what did you do in your head? You say 3 times 5 is 5 cents, 15, and then you take 15 cents and add it to what? The price, which is $3. So the total on this thing is $3.15. You got that in your head. And then you go over here and you say, okay, this medicine is $4.50. $4, that's 4 times 15, or 4 times 5, that's 20 cents, plus 50, that's tax, so that'd be 2 cents, so that'd be 52 cents, so that'd be added on to that's $5.02. Y'all done this in your head before, right? You've taken the tax and you added it on to the what? The price. Well, that's what you're doing in your head. The X times percentage X. Let's see, $4 times 5 cents, that's 20 cents. Add the 20 cents to the $4, which is X, and that's $4.20. Everybody got it? Everybody's done that before. If you haven't done it with taxes, you've done it with a tip. You go and you go to Outback, and you spend $50. Well, what's a good tip on $50? A good tip would be 20%. How do you figure 20%? Well, 10% would be $5. 20% would be $10. Okay? What would 40% be? Well, twice that, which would be $20. And you do it. You've done that. That formula you've done in your head. You just don't know it. So, which one are we looking for? We're looking for the tag price. There's the tag price right there. So what do we have? That's the total. Good. So that goes right here. I'm glad you did that because I was asking y'all for interaction. But y'all don't give up very easily. Okay, since I don't have X, I'm just write that down because I don't have it. That takes care of that. What else do we have? Well, we've got a table. Well, the table don't count. What? But we can't write 27 in percent. We have to change it into what? The decimal. So that gives us 0.27. And then what is the operation? Is it tax or is it off? Off. So what is off? Minus. And now you sit here and stare at this for 30 minutes. Why? You stare at it because you forget what's in front of the x. What's in front of this x? 1. That's why y'all stare at it. Y'all sit there and stare at it. Patrick Starfield. Oh. But you put a 1 right there, and then y'all will say to yourself, okay, $1 minus 27 cents is 72 cents, or 73 cents. So it's 173x is equal to 34.15. Now you don't hear me say this very often. What am I fixing to tell you to do? Get your calculator out. Because this is the first time that you need to use a calculator. Hey, right here, what is it? $1. Right over there's $1. $1 minus 27 cents is 73. Now be careful, because if it was a tax, like taxes, would it be minus? It'd be plus. So it'd be $1.27 if it was taxes. So it's off, yeah, it's minus. Taxes and tips is plus. Discount is minus. So, what am I going to do to get rid of multiplying by 0.73? And what am I going to do here? Divide. So somebody tell me what x comes out to be. Well, let me ask you a question. Before you tell me, let's use a little bit of common sense. You with me? If the price of the shirt, or whatever, the pillow, is $34, and we got price off, we got amount off, then what is the original price going to be compared to $34? What? It's going to be higher, right? If the register price is $34, and you got 27% off of the original price, then the price, the tag price, is going to be much higher than this price. So somebody tell me what the price is. You get 46.7? So $46.70 is your original price. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, that ain't the number I got, or you did it wrong. Because you can't back this in. The number one way that people try to do this is they take 27% of 34.15 and then they add it to 34.15. Can't do that. Yes, ma'am. Well, how? Okay. What are you doing right here? 0.73 times x. How do you undo multiplication? Division. Divide by 0.73, so this cancels and leaves x. But what you do on one side, you got to what? So if I divide by 0.73 on one side, I got to do it what? I got to do it on the other side. And that's right here. So take your calculator and divide 34.15, divide it by 0.73, and you should get the same answer. And that's a discount. So you need to put in the top left-hand corner of this problem, you need to put discount. Because when you do a discount, you're going to what? Subtract. Then what are you going to do with the other one? Well, you're going to add. And I'm going to give you that one right now. Let's say you go to Outback. And you take you and a friend and get an appetizer, refreshments, and supper, or dinner, depending on where you're from. And you're going to pay for it all. And you pay for everything. And the bill is $52.68. You want to leave a 20% tip. What's the total? Walmart equation. Except instead of minus, you're going to do what? Add, because this is a tip. Taxes and tips is adding. Now you actually could do it in your head, because what's 10% of $52.68? $5.27. And then 20% would be $10.54. So that'd be 62, actually 63.18 or something like that. It's going to be $63.19 or something. But anyway, so Walmart equation: 52.68 plus 0.2 times 52.68 is equal to the total. And I came up with $63 and I think 26 cents. How much? 22. That's what I came up with in my head, but y'all check it. What did you come up with? $63.22? That's your answer. So the bill, so when they bring you your receipt, you put down at the bottom, you just mark through the tip, and you put $63.22, and then let them figure out the difference between the two. That's what I do. I don't put the tip, I just do it in my head, and I round off. So I wouldn't give $63.22, I'd give $65. All my receipts, anything I go for and pay for, just round it up to the next $5. I can't stand to write a receipt for $63.22. I can't stand it. Anybody else like that in here? One or two people? Okay, who has questions? Make sure you're able to do a discount. Make sure you're able to do a tax or a tip. Tax would be, you buy a shirt, it's $52.68. The taxes are 5 cents on the dollar, 5%. What's the total? Same type product. Comprende? Y'all have a good day.